I think God sent me this way for a reason. Because this is where all my troubles came from, out here on the east side of town. And all I can do is try to give back to this community, you know. And that's what I'm planning on doing, you know.
I've known Cantrell for a number of years here at Brookside from the street side. I knew that he was an active drug dealer that was hustling to make the cash that he needed to survive in life. But this last year, December, January, Cantrell started coming to Brookside, and there was a noticeable difference in his life. A year earlier, Cantrell was in a rooming house with another man, and he was selling dope out of this house.
He was coming a friend that I never had. We talked about God on a Thursday night into Friday. He OD'd. I done seen a lot of people die, but that right there touched me the most, because we just talked about God, you know.
And it broke him, because he realized that it was probably because of what he had done in assisting this man that brought him to this place. And a year later, he steps into Brookside, in a place that we all love and we know because this is our family, and he realizes that there's something special here.
They want to get to know you, and they want you to know them. That's something that I ain't never seen before in a church.
The key moment for me was when I sat in baptism class with him. I asked him, when did you come to know Jesus? And he said, the moment I walked into Brookside. And I said, why? And he said, because I've never been part of a loving, accepting community like this who would look past what I've done in my life and actually love me for who I am today.
Hey, when I got baptized, that I shedded that skin. You know, that old skin, I grew into my new skin, man. And I'm a new person now, man.
Cantrell is only part of the story that God is building at Brookside. Here at Brookside, we try to engage the brokenness of this neighborhood through 3 major initiatives.
When we think of community development, we think of Brookside Community Play, because play is really an examination of what it would look like for the collective community to come around some of the most disenfranchised, neglected, and trauma-exposed children in our neighborhood. We see caring adult relationships enter into the chaos of these children's lives. We see the power of the gospel be exposed through these relationships, and children's hearts transformed through the power of play.
Play to me is like going to my youth group for them, and it's one of the reasons I'm involved here. I remember just sitting outside waiting for the church bus and waiting for Jack, our church leader, to come and pick me up and take me to youth. And so the 3 things that came out of that were safety, number 1 for me, peace and love, and just being nurtured. And I think that's what the kids get here.
This neighborhood is so transient because of the lack of good landlords, and to have stable housing where a family can stay for longer than a year allows for their kids to attend the same school, stay with the same friends, stay with their church family. So Brookside currently owns 7 properties with 5 active units, and we're hoping to continue this progression through a 5-year plan where we desire to have 3 active units open up every year for the next 5 years so that we can see justice brought to this issue of housing within the neighborhood and see our families actually be able to stay in the neighborhood for the future.
The whole idea with reentry is let's connect, let's do this differently rather than just as a program. Because there's plenty of programs and resources for people that are coming out of incarceration or out of homelessness. There's programs, but the recidivism rate shows that programs aren't the answer by themselves necessarily. Relationship is. The reason why I've stayed is because it's very much become part of my life. It's my community on Monday nights as well, and it's frankly become a group of people that I relate to during the week. The opportunity to learn and grow mutually, it's not just coming down here to serve, it's very much being blessed by the people and the relationships that form. And it just feels like home to be involved with the wholeness of the gospel at work and changing people's lives, and it's changing mine. And the truth is, the Lord says our availability is enough to offer. Do you know me? Can you extend the love of Jesus through your time here? That's enough.
Justice, compassion, community development, evangelism have everything to do with what God is doing through every initiative we're doing. It brings wholeness to a person and allows for them to see themselves in light of who they were created to be and what they can accomplish in this life as we walk it out together.